I also think the boxing movies in general are just inherently more compelling to watch. I mean, I'm not a big fan of boxing. My husband likes to watch it. I'm like, but movies, I just feel like there's this sort of, right? Like
I mean, it's competition at its finest. There's going to be an end. We're going to know what happens. There's a result. You see all the training. Usually people in the boxing world have unorthodox lives and points of views of lives. I trained with Manny Pacquiao for research in this fight, and it's great going in the gym and just seeing these guys who come from the streets. Their life depends on this. Their father usually brought them into the gym as a kid, coached them up, and this is what they know, and it's make or bust. There's a lot of fun that goes with that, but there's a lot of damaged sort of psyches in it. It's fun to watch
because there's also the inherent danger to it.
Yeah.
Because sports movies, somebody could die technically playing football or playing baseball, but you could literally die doing a sport.
And who likes to get punched in the face? Right. Guys are willing to get in a ring, and Vinny especially, because Vinny was one of those boxers that led with his chin. He didn't even know what defense was. So if you watch one of his fights, they're brutal, and he just keeps on going forward and getting hit. But hopefully he's hits harder than the guy in front of him. But it takes a certain kind of person to do that. And I think that we, as audience members, live vicariously through them. If it's Rocky or if it's Raging Bull or whatever, if it's this movie, we get our yah-yahs out of that.
Yeah, so preparing for this role, because you are, you do transform.
I gain a little weight and shave my head, put some plastic tubes up my nose, and have a funny accent. What more do you want as an actor?
Does that
it's
help?
the dream role. Yeah, it helps. I mean, Kevin Rooney's a real guy, and so when you look at a picture of him, my job as an actor is to go, okay, how am I going to look like that?
Right.
And that's what I had to do. It helps always. The less you can act, the better.
Yeah.
Everybody was all in. Miles got trimmed up for this and lost a lot of weight, and everybody else in the movie. It was great. Plus, Rhode Island in this movie is a character.
It is.
And Vinny is a rock star in Rhode Island. So we filmed in the places he fought. In the hospital, he got the screws out of his head. Everybody on the street, hey, Vinny, they would tell us stories, and I go, tell me a story. I'll put it in the movie.
What did they tell you? Anything that you remember?
Oh, yeah, Kevin did this, Kevin did that, Kevin loved to do this. This is what Kevin did to Vinny. Vinny really liked this, he didn't like that. And I would always put it in the movie.
Yeah.
I would try.
Right.
It might not make the movie,
right,
but I would always try to put it in the movie.
Yeah, and I think, do you feel that, I love the aspect of family in this as well.
Oh, yeah.
And do you think Kevin felt like he was part of Vinny's
family?
Oh,
100%. Yeah, he ate at the table. He lived with Vinny for a time. He was going through a rough period himself, and his home life wasn't the best. Like I said, it's a sacred bond between these two guys. Yeah. And obviously Kevin's a little older than Vinny, so it was a father relationship, but it was also a friend relationship. And these guys came up and had a comeback together.
What was the most surprising thing you found out about Kevin?
About Kevin? I would say the best thing I found out about him was that he was training Tyson, but he didn't want to give up his career as a fighter while he was training Tyson.
Right, he was a fighter first. Right?
Yeah, and Customato said, hey, after Kevin got knocked out, he said, Kevin, give up your career, train Tyson. And he didn't want to do it, so he would train Tyson, and in the weekends he would go fight smokers, which are these basically bar fights, these small ring fights. He didn't want to give it up, and that's the kind of mentality these guys have. He didn't get paid for them, usually got beat up.
It's just like Vinny.
They're the same guy, really.
Yikes.
But I mean, all boxers are like
ago.
that.
I was like, well, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
I mean,